Yes lads, welcome back to another rebuild, and today we are rebuilding recent championship playoff winners Sunderland. After suffering back-to-back relegations in 16-17 and 17-18, they have finally rebuilt themselves and climbed their way back to the Premier League. Now here they are in present day, ready to prove themselves in the Premier League and to compete with their rivals Newcastle, who they have had to watch succeed in a Saudi takeover. During these 9 years that Sunderland have spent outside the Premier League, Newcastle have had a massive money takeover and have been able to sign some big name players. With these signings, they've constantly been challenging for Europe each year for the past 4 years. Now in this 5-year rebuild, I aim to change that. I want to win more trophies than Newcastle, and I want to become that team that can constantly push for Europe every single season. Let's get into it. Here we are, first transfer window, season 1. Now as you can see, the money's there. 14 million we've been given. I mean, it's going to go down because of the wage budget. Going to have to up that wage budget a little bit. But what I'm seeing with this team is, it's pretty good. It's not as bad as people think it is. Now, if we take a little look, if we go to the season preview, we're predicted 20th. 800 to 1. Now, I'm going to change that. The aim is here, bring in some signings, maybe a cheeky little loan here and there, and let's get us safe. You know what, I'll take around mid-table. But let's do it. Let's get some transfers in the transfer window. I haven't actually spent as much money as I thought I would. But first of all, let's cover the outings. Going out is pretty much just a load of loans. And I think Ross Stewart. But that's pretty much it. Nothing else. Didn't really get any money coming in. But I did have 40 million, as we said. And we have spent some of it. Now, first of all, we have Ben Mee on a free. Homegrown nation. Decent centre back. He's definitely going to be like a backup. He won't be starting. Definitely not. Another one, Jella. If you know this guy at right back, this guy at right back is unreal. Now he's only on loan, but if he does well, I will be confirming that loan and we'll keep him permanently next season. Now, I ain't getting slated for this one. This guy on loan. Now I know this guy is going to cook. Anthony, inverted winger attack, is going to be unreal. And if you think not, then you're completely wrong. I've also only spent 4.5 million. 4.5 million on Anthony on loan. I think we're taking about 80% of his wages, which ain't even that bad either. I just thought, saw him on the low list. I'm like, yeah, straight away. Now, going into transfer window, I did think we definitely needed a striker. And I found this guy. I ain't going to try and say his name. I'm going to call him Adrian. But the stats are there. The height's there, everything. And we can use him to score a couple goals. If he can get 15 plus, I'm happy. I mean, hopefully this team's good enough to stay up. Formation-wise, typical 4-3-3. Pretty much it. Nothing special about it. As you can see, these are who we're locking in. Adrian up top, because otherwise it'll play someone else. And I want him to play because he could be very good. Xhaka, centre mid attack. This role is unreal. Just watch him. Watch Xhaka. At the end of the season, he's going to absolutely pile in the goals and assists. Then we're going to lock in Ballard. Looks pretty strong. Could be a very good centre-back. And I can't wait to see how he develops, really. 6'2". He's definitely going to be starting all season. Now, let's see how we do. And hopefully, we can stay up. And maybe push for some silverware. I know it's a little jump. But if we're in there, semi-final the FA Cup, quarter-final Carabao Cup, and then like mid-table Premier League, we'll take it. No doubt about it, we'll take it. Now here it is, end of season 1. Let's have a little look. Let's get to competitions. Let's have a little look how we did. I'm hoping we're still up. I'm hoping we have not been relegated. Come on, let's go. 7th first season. Runners up and semi-final. That is 10 times better than I expected. That is an unreal season. Right, let's have a look at the Premier League first. 7th in the Premier League. We have Conference League. That is unreal. 67 points, 27 goal difference. Wow. That's great. That is unreal. I mean, Newcastle have Europe as well. They have Europa League. And Forest have Europa League as well. So there's a lot of teams in England going for Europe next season, which is going to be very, very fun. Now, FA Cup. You know what? No. Ignore the FA Cup for the moment. We're going to the Carabao Cup. How did the Carabao Cup go for us? So we lost to the winners of it. That's fine. Now let's have a look at the semi-final. 4-3 on aggregate. We almost pulled it back, you know. That was close. Very close. Beat Arsenal in the quarters. That's very good. Leeds in the 4th, and Swansea in the 3rd, and Lincoln in the 2nd round. So that's a decent run. I will take that. Now, the one that matters, who did we lose to? Who did we lose to? Newcastle. No. 3-1 to Newcastle. Oh, the whole aim was to beat them. That's the whole point of this. Right, let's have a look at the game. 3-1. Oh, they were pretty much better than us. Hold on. Kick off from St. James's Park. Why am I playing the FA Cup final at St. James's Park? They've been given... No wonder we lost. They've been given the home advantage. That's an absolute scam, that is. No, I'm not having that. Why is it not at Wembley? Hold on, does it... Where's the schedule? Yeah, away. Oh, so of course we were losing that. Where's the neutral venue? Oh, that is diabolical. No, that can't be happening. No, not having it. We've won the FA Cup. We have won the FA Cup. I'm putting it down as a win. Don't care. Now, stats-wise, let's have a little look. I told you, lads. I told you. Xhaka is going to cook. 19 goals and 14 assists at 31. Adrian, 18 goals. Adingra, 15 and 11. Anthony, 14 and 15. I'm the greatest. I am the greatest. Look at that loan signing. That loan signing is unreal. Jella, 8 assists. He is definitely staying. 25 to 30 million. Monthly instalments. We'll get it down. We'll get that down. Now, the question is though, how much money do we have for next season? I'm hoping at least 50 to 60 million. Let's have a look. 94 million and 300k wage budget. That money's being spent. Every single penny of that is being spent. Oh my God, yes. Come on, lads. Right, I will see you when £95 million has been spent at the end of the Season 2 transfer window. Here we are at the transfers. And I said I'm spending £95 million. And I've spent every penny. And it's going to be worth it. First of all, Josh Doig. If you know, you know. It's another one. This guy as a fullback is unreal. This guy is unbelievable. And the fact I've only signed him for 13 million, he's going to shine. He's going to be here for the entire save. Second signing, for £83 million, Giorgio Scalvini. This guy is the future. This guy is the future of this football club. He is going to pop off at my centre-back. Now, when I saw this guy in my scouting recommendations that he was interested, I was getting this guy. No doubt about it. I was spending every penny possible. And luckily, there's a thing called instalments. And we have kind of 23 million instalments. Definitely going to cook us, but he will cook everyone else. He's going to get the results for us. Third signing, I told you, he's staying. Jella is staying, and he has the potential. 21 million. I got it down a bit. He was worth 25 to 30. We have been able to scam Galatasaray. And you know what? This guy as my right back is going to cook unbelievably. Tactic wise, exact same tactic. Of course, don't fix it if it isn't broken. It did wonders for us last season, and it's going to do wonders for us again. Of course, Adrian and Jack are locked in, and then we're going to have Scalvini locked in and Doig. I think this could be a good season. Let's have a look at the schedule first, though, before we get our hopes up. 3-1 loss to Arsenal. We'll take it. 4-1 against United. And then Everton 4-2. And we have qualified for the Conference League phase. That's going to be good. I'm hoping we can win it or get at least pretty far in it. I mean, I don't know who's in it, but we should do pretty decently in that. And a Chelsea 2-2 draw. Come on, lads. There's hope here. It's showing. These results are pretty good. 1 loss in 6 games is unreal. I'll take it. And it's only to Arsenal as well. It's not like we've lost to an Ipswich or something. But there is signs here. There are signs here that this season could be unreal. It might even be better than last season. Now, I will see you at the end of the season. And hopefully, we've got Europe again. Anyway, win the Conference League, qualify for Europe, or win a cup. If we win something, I'm happy. I'll see you there, lads. Here we are, lads. End of season 2. Now, I'm hoping we have got some sort of Europe for next season. Let's go to competitions and let's have a little look. Here we go. 6 in the Premier League. 2 points off of Champions League, you know. I will take that. So that's one position gained from last season. That is pretty good. Now, I don't see any trophies though, which scares me. Quarter final to San Sebastian. Okay, fair enough. At least it's not like a little team you find that you don't know the name of. At least it's someone I know. Fourth round of the FA Cup to Fulham. That's pretty poor, I'm going to be honest. And second round to Carlisle United. That's poor again. That's very poor. Now let's have a little look at the stats here. What we're looking at here. Where are they? Here we go. Adrian, 23 goals. He's getting even better. Xhaka, 21 and 24 assists. He is 32 though. And he is wanted as well. We might have to cash in 50 million for a 32-year-old Xhaka. We might have to cash in on that, you know. That is very tempting. Very, very tempting. Adingra, 16 and 7 again. Just cooking as usual. Now, as I've just said, we're going to maybe look at selling Xhaka. But how much money do we actually have to spend? We're going to add 50 million onto the end, hoping we do sell Xhaka. Now, let's have a little look at the finances. As I said, we are looking to sell Xhaka. So I am going to stick 50 million onto whatever we have. But please, please, can the board give us a lot of money? 120 million. That is greatness. That's all being spent again. This transfer window is going to be 10 times better. Now I know what I'm looking at. We are looking at a new midfield, maybe a new centre-back, a new goalkeeper. And hopefully we can get some very good signings in. I'll see you at the end of the transfer window for the start of Season 3. Now here we are at the end of the transfer window. And I told you guys this was going to be a big transfer window. And I have not lied. I have not lied at all. Now, first of all, we're going to point out people that have left. Of course, if we have a little look at the fees, Xhaka did go. And I was able to get more than 50 million for him. Because, of course, Saudi came calling. And you know with Saudi, you can offer as much money as possible and they'll take it. So he was able to bump it up to 55 million, which was absolutely beautiful. And as well as that, Anthony Patterson has gone for 29 million. Etihad came in for a 29 million pound offer, and you think I'm going to say no to that? 29 million pound for a keeper I was looking to get rid of anyway. He went with ease basically. He was gone so easily, and I was not complaining at all. Now, these transfers, I have spent the money. As you can see, 216 million spent. First of all, we bought a new keeper. As I said, Patterson left and we had to get a new keeper, and this was pretty much the only guy that would join us. It was pretty good. And for 63 million, you're going to complain a little bit, but he is pretty decent, and I'll probably keep him for the rest of the save. He will probably stay here for the entire thing, and he looks like he could develop a little bit. He is a bit old. Oh, he's 26, and I always say the older keepers are always better. I don't know what it is. The young keepers just like to make mistakes a lot, and I think an older keeper is a lot better. Now, this is where the money was spent. 100 million on a world-class Xavi Simons. I saw this guy. This is another one. Popped up on my scouting recommendation as an A+ for 80 million to 100 million. And I was not saying no at all. You can't. This guy is going to cook in my midfield. He's going to be unreal, and I can't wait to see what he does, because that is probably the best sign I've ever made. His partner in crime, Diamande. The wrong one though, but we'll get onto that shortly. This guy looks pretty good as well. I got him for cheap, £19 million release clause. Can't say no. 23 years old. Chucked him in my team, and I'm hoping he can do pretty well for us this season. Now on to a different Diamande. And if you play this game, you know how good this guy is. I saw a little unhappy sign next to his name, and I couldn't say no yet again. And for how much I spent on him, 34 million I spent on him. You can't say no. This guy, imagine this back line. Doig, Scalvini, Diamande, Angela. That is unreal. That is an FM wonderkid backline, and it's going to cook for the rest of the save. I don't think it's going to change at all. And then Callum Wilson on a free. Just needed backups, basically. That was pretty much it. I just needed a backup striker, and Mezar's getting an English one, and he was the only one available pretty much. Tactic-wise, exactly the same. It's working. I ain't going to change it. The only difference is who we are locking in. Now, as you can see, Adrian's not being locked in anymore because He is probably my best striker by far, so I don't think I'll need to lock him in at all. Then we've got Xavi Simons at centre mid attack. I'm hoping he can cook in that position because Xhaka did, and I'm hoping Xavi Simons can. We locked in Dan Neil here. Now that isn't because I want him to play there. That's because I don't want Diamonde to play there. Because if I don't lock him in, I'm pretty certain Diamonde will play there because Diamonde is my best DM and I don't want him to play there. And I'd rather not lock in 2 centre-backs. I'd rather just lock in 1. Now, Doig's locked in again because, yet again, he's not my best left-back and I want him to develop. And then Scalvini's locked in just so I have a very good centre-back every game, basically. So hopefully it'll be either him or Diamonde most of the season. Hopefully it's them together, to be fair. Schedule-wise, it's not been an unreal start. 1 loss, 1 draw, 1 win. There's no qualification for Europa Leagues. We've only played minimal games. But that loss is pretty poor. 0-0 to Liverpool. I'll take it. Then a 6-2 win. You can't complain with a 6-2 win. It looks... I don't know what to predict, really. It could be good. It could be bad. It's not a great start for a season that I'm hoping to push for Europe. But as I said, hopefully we can win Europa League. Some sort of trophy. We need a trophy in the bag, basically. We are constantly challenging for Europe, which is good. But we do need a trophy. I really badly want to win a trophy at this point. So let's see what we can do. And I'll see you at the end of the season, lads. Here we are, end of season 3. And I'm hoping, I just hope we have won something. Please, game, give us a trophy. Bang. We are European champions. We have won the Europa League against Salzburg in the final. However, we finished 10th in the league. But we do have UCL, so I'm not complaining really. 4th round by United and a semi-final by Liverpool. Yet again, no complaints. 2 big teams. 2 teams that finished miles ahead of us in the Premier League. So I'm not against it. But the one thing that is bothering me is that -5 goal difference. Something's definitely gone wrong here. Let's have a little look. Yeah. So we scored 74, but conceded 79. Things are going to have to change. I don't think we'll change tactic because the 4-3-3 does really suit this team. I think we're just going to give it a little tweak here and there with maybe some like instructions or in possession, out of possession, we never know. But let's have a little look at the stats. Adrian, 27 goals. He is wanted, as you can see. Who's he wanted by? Borussia Dortmund, Udinese. I don't know if I'll cash in. 40 million. I don't know if it's worth it. Xavi Simons, 20 and 17. That's unreal. Yeah, he's just going to cook every single season now, ain't he? The stats are there, to be fair. Everyone's cooking. There's just so many assists, so many goals all round. And it's looking good. We are producing. We're just conceding too much. And I think something needs to change. Defensive-wise, we're fine. I think it's the tactic. So someone's going to have to change the tactic. But before we do anything, it's all about the money, lads. How much money have we got? 100 million. Come on. 100 million to spend. It's our first season in the Champions League. Let's have it. Let's get some great signings in. And we're going to absolutely cook the Premier League and the Champions League next season. I will see you there. Here we are at the end of the transfer window for the start of season 4. And I'm going to be honest, there wasn't really anyone to sign. Money-wise, at least. There were a lot of free transfers here. And they're very good ones, I will say that. Going out, though, I think the only big one was Ronaldo. He was kicking off that game time and I thought, just get out. Leave. So 22 million. Couldn't say no. Now transfers in. Kessié. He's going to be unreal, ain't he? Like, just look at him already. Just look at them physicals and look at their mentals. 29-year-old Frank Kessié is going to cook for me and I cannot wait. Zulic, just a backup centre-back. That's literally it. Mandaci, saw him, looks unreal, 6'6". Yet again, he's going to go on loan, but he could come back and he could compete or just be another backup basically for the 5th season. Sule, I need a new winger. Bar was kicking off and I didn't know if he's going to play. I thought, I'll get this guy in, either play over Bar or he'll back him up. And I think if you're having them 2 rotating, it could be a very good season, to be fair. They could both produce very good stats. Now, 20 million for this guy. If you know this guy, it's another one. It's another one. If you know this guy, you know how good he is. Who can say no to a 6'7" striker with 19 jumping reach and 17 heading? You can't say no, can you? And this guy up top is going to score at least 40 goals for me. He's going to score so many goals. And for 20 million, it's worth every single penny. Jed Spence, the next one. Another backup. Homegrown Nation backup. It's literally all it is. Reynaldo left. Need a new right back, basically. I mean, Reynaldo is a left back, but this guy can play right back and left back. So I won't say no, really. And then last signing, Milinkovic-Savic on a free. This guy could cook again. I mean, you saw him on a free. Couldn't say no. There were teams in the Premier League interested in him, and I thought, if anyone's going to have him, it's me. I ain't letting anyone else have him. So I thought, we'll get him in. We'll see what he does. And if he ain't as good or people come knocking for him, just let him go. Just sell him on. Get the money in. Sign someone to replace him. Schedule-wise, though, we are doing very well. We have won the Super Cup. So that's another trophy in the pot. And, I mean, we've drew with Forest, beat Everton, beat Bournemouth, but lost to Man City. They're not terrible scores, but there's hope. There is hope there. I'm hoping that this is a good sign. We have just beat PSG 2-1, so that could be a very good sign. Tactic-wise, I said I was switching things up. I've switched one thing. One thing has been changed, and it was the higher defensive line. It was on much higher, and I thought, if I put this to higher, maybe it could help. I had a little look. We don't have the paciest, we don't have the fastest centre-backs. And I thought, we'll drop it down a level, and hopefully it could save us a bit. And as you can see, with the few games we played right now, we haven't conceded that many. So it could do well for us. Player-wise, locking in Luka, because we don't want Xavi Simons playing over him, and we don't want Adrian playing over him. Left wing, Adingra's being locked in, because yet again, Xavi Simons could play against him. And then right wing, no one, but I'm hoping Xavi Simons doesn't play there. Midfield, no one. Kessié locking in here, yet again, to lock out Diamonde. Don't want Diamonde playing, so hopefully it can keep him from playing centre-back. He can stay centre-back for us. So let's have a look. Let's see how the season goes. I'm hoping it's going to be better than last season, and I'm hoping there could be another trophy. Let's just see how it goes. I'll see you at the end of the season, lads. Season 4 is over. Now, have we cooked? I ain't expecting to win the Champions League first year in it, but I would love a trophy somewhere else. Or automatic Champions League qualification. Let's have a little look. Competitions. Third in the Premier League is great. That's unreal. Quarter-final by the Champions League. I'll take it, you know. Quarter-final, we lost to the team who were 2 points behind us. And who knows, those 2 points could have been dropping points to some random team. I mean, as you can see, Southampton broke the points record. Well, the least points record, at least. 8 points with 1 win against Newcastle. Come on. Come on. Right. Super Cup winner, we know that. 5th round to Sheffield United. That's poor again. Carabao Cup quarter-final. Meh. Let's see what it was. Was it penalties? Or was it normal? Where is it? Here. Penalties. Yep. Not against it. Not against it at all. Wow. We beat City 7-3. They had 2 men sent off. And Lorenzo Lucas scored 5 goals. 2-0 and 3-1 to Chelsea. Yeah, we'll take it. We beat Real Madrid and Inter Milan. Oh my God. How did we not win the Champions League? Wow, wow, wow. What a run. What a league phase that is. Right. Let's have a little look. We have got UCL again. And we have just brought in a load of UCL money. So hopefully there is some money in the bank. So 65 million. I think all the yearly instalments are packing up here. They're piling up. And they're dropping the transfer budget by a lot. And I mean, it's expected, and I'm happy because I would rather have spent all them yearly instalments on very good players than signing terrible players for 20 million less. So let's have a little look at what we sign at the end of the transfer window for the final season of this rebuild. Here we are, the final transfer window of this rebuild. Some money's been spent, some money's been brought in. Let's have a little look. So the main transfer out was Kessié for 67 million. And you'll realise why because of who I've replaced him with. I've replaced him first, and then I sold Kessié, and it was kind of the same time. But 67 million for a 30-year-old DM, you ain't saying no to that. Now, on the other hand, we have signed Zeech, I don't know how to say his name, backup keeper, homegrown nation. He does have English eligibility. That's literally it. Sebastian, I'm not going to try to say his name. It's another midfielder. Of course, Milinkovic-Savic didn't do great last season. So I thought, we'll sign this guy pretty cheap, 34 million. You ain't going to say no to that again. But this is the big one. This is the transfer of the year. Moises Caicedo for 80 million. And yet again, another one, asking to leave, unhappy. And I saw the price tag and I was like, yep, get him in. Because I saw the interest on Kessié and I thought, he's gone, he's coming in. And you just had to, didn't you? This guy is going to be unreal as my defensive midfielder. Tactic-wise, exactly the same. It's working. Just finished third in the Premier League. Just all the changes is who we're locking in. Lucas stays locked in. I've moved Xavi Simons to Mazzala. I just think he looks a bit better as a Mazzala. Caicedo in there. He should play over Diamonde, but it's close. And I just want Caicedo to play there week in, week out. And I'm hoping he can cook for us. And then Josh Doig on the left. Yet again, he's not. He doesn't stand out as a left back. So I feel like he could get replaced each game. And I think locking him in just makes it 10 times easier for me. Making sure that he does play. Schedule-wise, decent run really. 2 draws, 2 wins, and a penalty shootout win against Stoke. That's poor. We need to just be battering them at home as well. But decent wins, decent results. 6 in the Premier League. We got a decent run coming ahead. Tough Champions League fixtures. But hopefully, we can push through and we can cook this season yet again. I mean, we should with the team we've got. And I'll see you for the final season of this rebuild. It has been a good one. I'll see you there. Here we are for the final season of this rebuild. Now I'm hoping there is a trophy that has been won today. Please give us something. Champions League's probably out the window, I'm going to be honest. But I would love an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup. Maybe even cheeky Premier League. Let's have a little look. Competitions, here we go. 5th in the league. Ah, shit. Come on. The double's been done. Let's go. That's unreal, you know. I'll take it. So we've qualified for Champions League and we've won the FA Cup and we've won the Carabao Cup. I mean, Atletico Madrid in a knockout playoff round. No complaints. It's Atletico Madrid. Stats. Let's have a little look. Luka with 39 goals. Xavi Simons with 60 goal contributions. That's unreal. Wow. He's probably the best player I've ever had in a rebuild. I don't think that's ever going to get topped, I'm going to be honest. That's very good. Schedule-wise, let's have a little look at the FA Cup run. So the FA Cup, we beat Chelsea, Spurs. We beat Chelsea and Spurs. Then Wimbledon. Then Villa in the extra time. Then Bristol City. Then we beat Arsenal. That's great. What a run. We just cleaned out London. We cleaned out London. Wow. Carabao Cup, how did that go? Stoke City on pens. Leeds, decent. Then 4-0 against Tottenham again. Then we beat Liverpool on pens. That's unreal. Come on. And then Chelsea. It wasn't even Chelsea. Who is it? Then Man City on pens. Oh my God, how many pens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 penalties it took to win. That's greatness. Gonna be honest, that is an unreal end of the season. Unbelievable. That's amazing. We're going to take it. Now, that's the end of the rebuild. As said, if you do enjoy, please like, please subscribe. There'll be many more of these in the future. I'm planning to do loads. If you've got any suggestions for any saves, send them to me. Put them in the comments or in my Discord. Just message me in my Discord. I'm open to anything. Anyone's got any ideas, go ahead, because it's end game of FM24. And let's be real, all the ideas are kind of out the window, or they've been used quite a lot. So, without further ado, see you next time, lads.